Hello everyone, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today I'm together with Tempest as a co-host. Please, Tempest, say hi to the viewers.
Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Tempest here.
Okay, so first and foremost, we have to talk about this match that we have between 14th VFS and DCS-HAF. So this match is a decisive one for the winner of Group H. So it means that today we'll get to know who's the one proceeding to the bracket stage. So how it's going to be? So of course 3-4-3 won against DCS-HAF. 14th VFS won against 343, and today we'll see if DCS-HAF managed to win over 14th VFS, and if so, we'll proceed to we'll see 3 teams tied together, and the decisive factor will be the kill-death ratio. So for all you to know, guys. So of course, first we are going to present both teams, so you all know who are they and what and from where they are. So in the left screen we have 14th VFS. They are a team founded by 3 former members of the 1000 𝐋𝐈𝐒𝐄 on April 2020, with the intention to create a dedicated squadron for full fidelity aircraft, currently with 13 active pilots from Europe, Africa and USA. Most of them have multiple years experience in DCS or other simulators, including some of them have even real experience between real fighter aircraft. Part of the pilots have as well experience with competitive matches, but the broad range of the pilots are new to the tournament. The 14th VFS Samurais do fly dedicated to the F-16 Viper, and the roster at the moment will be completed when their fighter comes and is launched. I mean, let's hope that it's less than 5 years from now. Of course, on the right side of screen, what we have is DCS Hellenic Air Force. DCS-HAF is one of the Hellenic virtual air squadron flying DCS war. It was founded also in 2020 and keeps in activity ever since. It's a group of aviation enthusiasts that joined force to create this virtual squadron, aiming to offer their members time of pleasure with a competitive orientation. DCS-HAF flights are based on different scenarios, simulating many types of operation with real-life conditions in daylight as well as night environments. Flight with other squadron in China and competitive mission, and DCS-HAF they are very social squadron that they have even on YouTube and other platforms. So guys, these are the 2 teams that we are fighting together, and I can see that both teams are ready to taxi, aren't they, Tempest?
It does look like they're both getting ready to taxi and loaded up. On the DCS Hellenic Air Force's side, we've got 5 Vipers and a single Hornet. And in the past couple of matches that I've been able to commentate and co-commentate with, those Hornets can be quite deadly despite their kinematic disadvantage that they have against their Viper counterparts. And it looks like the Hellenic Air Force is going with a full missile boat loadout. We got 10 AMRAAMs and two Winders loaded up. Although I believe the 9X is outlawed currently, correct?
Yeah, it is outlawed. So if they have it, then they have to change it.
Yeah, we might need to tell the pilot of the 18 Denmark to make sure he puts 9 mics on there.
Yeah, I just writing it off so they can check.
Perfect.
So yeah, I don't know if that's a one AIM-9X. It is. I cannot even tell.
Yeah, the small fins are 9Xs.
Okay.
They have big fins. They're 9 mics.
Okay, so good to know. Now we know something new, guys. So yeah, they are just checking in that everything is ready for both parts, and we'll be seeing both teams taxiing in just a sec. Okay, so well, as you know, DCS-HAF, they are all formed by Greek guys, and that's up to no surprise. But what was surprising for me was the 14th VFS Samurais. I'd expect them to be from Japan, you know? I mean, having a samurai on their nickname, and the logo they have is very nice logo, by the way. I expected them to be from Japan also, like the 343 that we are fighting against. But seems
it's quite interesting. We've got people from all over the world with all sorts of different names, so it's great to see.
Yeah. Okay, and that's also an interesting part. Of course, I've talked with both teams prior to the match, so I get to know them just for a bit more. And an interesting part regarding the 14th VFS is that they do have each one of the pilots they have. Sorry, can you check if they are ready to take off and there is no 19X, because it seems that they haven't answered to me.
The Demark has switched off from his 9Xs to the 9 mics, and I will check. Are both teams ready to go?
Okay, so for all the viewers that haven't been with us beforehand in any other tournament, just a heads up. For this competition, there are not many limitations, but the most important one are that there are no nukes allowed. So you cannot fly any MiG-21 with nukes, and no M9Xs. So that means that the 18s have to grab and take the M9M. So you all know, guys. Okay, gents. So we are going to start seeing both teams starting to taxi. On the left side, as I said before, 14th VFS starting to taxi in their home base of... Okay, I forgot. Let me check, sorry. Let me double check in a sec. So 14th VFS, they are taking off from 𝐋𝐈𝐒𝐄𝐒 Island, whereas DCS-HAF, they are taking off from A-Lane International. For all you viewers that don't know, both teams has to take off, get inside this bubble that are marked on all teams' waypoints, and then once they are inside the bubble, they have to take each other down and land in the opponent's airbase. So, what this means, for all you that don't know already, every team has to get their fuel economy sorted out as well as the missile economy, so there is no problem whatsoever regarding that. It's not the first time we've seen this tournament that one round was lost because one airplane didn't manage to arrive to the enemy airbase due to fuel problems, you know? So, and that's a situation.
Yeah, I've actually, I watched an exciting match, I believe it was with 64th, and a huge upset, 2v1 guns battle at the end of it, and the remaining one fighter was able to fend off both other planes, but did not have enough fuel to return to base, so that match was null and void. They had to fight again, and they ended up losing the round afterwards. So anything can happen here. You got to keep an eye on your fuel, your missiles. You can't just break your jet and be the last one standing. You got to bring it home.
Yeah, of course, just a reminder, of course, home doesn't mean your own home. It means you go land on the enemy airbase home. So that means that all teams must push forward. If you bring the fight towards your side of the map, then afterwards you have to go with a longer route in order to arrive to the enemy airbase. So of course you have to be very careful with the decisions you make during the match, because if not, afterwards you are going to pay the price for not doing the right decisions. So of course we can see that on the right side we have DCS-HAF. They are just getting ready on lining up on the runway. We see that the first pair seems to be a 16 with a 18, and the rest of the teammates seems to be just going with two pairs, 216 and 216. At least that's what I think is going to play for DCS-HAF side. And of course for 14th VFS, that thank you Major 𝐓𝐔𝐄𝐒 for correcting me. That's a name for a USA squadron F-16 squadron that I didn't know of. So thank you for correcting me and teaching me something new. I would like to learn new things. So both teams will be sorted out in just a sec, and we'll start the fight. So Tempest, did you manage? I mean, of course, I called you last moment, so I don't expect you to know anything regarding the teams, and that's okay, no problem. But I don't know if you checked both teams and you have any kind of idea of who is going to win this match, or any kind of favorite or something like that.
I was able to do some brief reading up on both teams. However, you know, it really comes down to how we see this first match goes. I haven't seen either of them fight, and this whole tournament has been really unpredictable. Like, very strong competition all around, and you really can't. Even the veterans are getting are struggling with some of the newcomers that are coming out here. So we've got two teams that have made it out here this far, and I think it's anyone's game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best part of this tournament, because the rule set is not that far off what teams are used to. Like, for example, in Seattle, then they know the framework they have to bring. But of course, having a 6 versus 6 format that most of teams are not used at all, that's have brought an interesting fight all along the tournament.
Absolutely. The level of situational awareness and discipline you need to have is much higher in a 6v6, and often these fights just delve into absolute chaos with the extra aircraft on the field. So it really is shaking up what has always been a very exciting, Seattle-like format.
Okay, and we are seeing that almost, of course, DCS-HAF on the right screen, they are ready right now, and we'll be seeing that 14th VFS, they are getting almost ready to take off. So guys, match will start in just a sec. Just a reminder. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that 𝐋𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐒 on your chat said there's a token F-18, and honestly, I've seen some very strong squadrons with the F-18, and it's actually surprised me how well those guys have done, and many of them advanced, including the 104th, which are veterans that continue to fly one, if not two, Hornets with 4 Vipers, and it's really interesting to see how HAF is going to be able to leverage their Hornet in this match. Like, it's really not a foregone conclusion that the Viper is better.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we have also experienced, as in the 18, due to having ground clutter implemented nowadays, then it's a more valuable option. Now you don't have to rely that much on speed. You can rely on altitude, another technical aspect of flying, in order to defend any incoming missile.
Well, Elevator, we've got both teams ready to go. And are we good for the countdown?
Yes, please, go ahead, all yours, Tempest. So guys, we are starting this first round, and round 1 is alive. Both teams are ramping up their engines, are taking off right now. So as I thought, we see that the DCS-HAF is already taking off with the Fold 18 and 16 pair in front, followed by the third member. I think we are going to see, on the DCS side, we are going to see a 3 airplane formation in each flank. I think that's how it's going to be played, as far as I can see the taking off.
Good job, Jammin. :
Pitho, thank you for the bits, mate. The 14 have already taken off, and we are seeing so DCS-HAF is going for a 3 airplane formation on front and a 3 airplane formation down below. Sorry, down below, no, afterwards. So they are taking off right now. So gents, let us check the map to see how it's playing off, while we wait for both teams to get up in the air and running. Okay, so both teams are already taking off. Let us check the map as we said beforehand. So let us check first DCS-HAF on the right side, southern area of the map. As we were discussing beforehand, DCS-HAF decided to go with a 3 airplane formation on front, followed by also 3 airplane formation on the back. Whereas 14th VFS, they decided to go at Gonzo. I mean, they are all flying together. And this is something that we've seen some teams do, but it's not that often. Of course, we'll have...
it's definitely... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, please continue, sorry.
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting to see the formations, the initial formations that come into play as both teams enter the bubble. And it reminds me a lot of watching a soccer match as they position and set up their fighters into a particular groupings formation, setting up flanks, flying straight in. It's really, we've seen the gamut of different tactics here. And for a reminder for anyone who is new to this, so this is the first time they're watching, once both teams enter the bubble, the fight is on, you're cleared to shoot. If you enter the bubble, you are not allowed to leave. If you get disconnected, if you have some other issues, whatnot, or obviously if you're shot down, If you're chased out of the bubble, you are disqualified. You're counted as dead. So once you enter the bubble, you cannot leave. But if you have some issues with like your INS or something like that, and you need an RTB and take off again before you've entered the bubble, you can do that, and I have seen that in this tournament so far.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some airplanes going back to base. I mean, also in the last match that we did, this DCW, we had to get one airframe back to base to change the airframe altogether due to problems. So that's something we've seen sometimes in the competition, even if not that often. But we are seeing an very interesting tactic for DCS-HAF. They are spreading the members in a 25-mile separation between the front group and the back group, and that's.
Yeah, this is not something I've seen before. It's really gonna be really interesting to see how they're gonna leverage this. I'm wondering if they're trying to bait out some early shots from the Samurai Squadron and have these lead guys try to bait them in while we have the high and fast fighters in the rear from the Hellenic Air Force push them and set up a really strict grinder. It's gonna be. Yeah, it looks like they're climbing for extreme altitude here, already all the way through 35,000 feet so far.
That's right. So maybe you are right that we are going to have a front group, yes, because the front group is only 24 engines 24 to 28, so they are way lower. And it seems that the rear group they are going to head towards engines 40. So far they are engines 36, and of course what we are seeing from the Samurai side. We are seeing the standard formation of two airplanes right, two airplanes center, and two airplanes to the left. And if I were them, I would be very confused to see the situation, because right now they will be seeing, thanks to the AWACS, they will be seeing that they only have 3 enemy airplanes inside the bubble right now. And the other 3, I think they won't be even able to see them on the SA page, on the HSD page. So
agreed. So we've got the Samurai splitting up into 3 groups of 2, down the middle, down the western side, and down the eastern side. And we've got what it looks like from the Hellenic Air Force. It looks like each member of that first group are all splitting off to the pairs here and are contesting them on a 1v2 setup. At least that's what it's looking like it's developing right now. We've got Dimmerak heading straight up the middle, Maverick off to the left here, off to the west, and Damian,
that's
Johnny.
it.
Damian off to the right.
Well, I mean, I think all along this competition, it's been a norm that we are butchering the names of the team players. So, well, that's something that, please guys, I'm sorry for all participants that we love butchering the participant names, but well, that's something that we have to live with it. I'm afraid.
You know, something else interesting here, if you look at some of the Hellenic Air Force jets, they are carrying targeting pods, which I've seen a couple of other players do to just get a little bit of extra information with that targeting pod in air-to-air mode to see when your opponents have actually launched missiles. So it looks like the forward guys have their targeting pods on, and they will be leveraging that to see if they can spot those missile shots at long range.
But I'm checking DCS-HAF, and only maybe Johnny. Yeah, only Damian is carrying the TGP, so I think Damian is going to be the one looking up for the launches from 14th, from Samurai side. But I wouldn't be so. I mean, we've discussed beforehand a few times if it's really a good thing to carry the TGPs, you know, because well, you will only be able to see up to 14 miles out, and that's something you will get to watch. Even with your Mark 1 Googles, you know, you don't really need any kind of TGP for that. So I'm not so sure that bringing it up one to the fight that you cannot drop to gain some good airspeed to defend, I don't think it's that interesting, you know.
Well, I think we're about to get the fight's about to get started here. We've got Miro pressing Dimmark here, and Dimmark has the first launch of the match. He's just fired, and he's cranking to the right here, cranking to the east. It looks like he just took a shot at Kraut. Kraut also launching, and Miro. at the front group of both Maverick. Looks like he's got an AMRAM out on him, and Denmark also has an AMRAM out on him. So we got early posturing shots here. Kraut remaining pure to this missile, so he's got to start defending soon, or he'll be in trouble.
Yeah, but the interesting part in these first launches is that we are not seeing those kind of 40 miles out launches. We are seeing 25 miles out. So these missiles, they have a higher probability of hitting the targets they are looking for. So of course
absolutely.
So we are seeing that Denmark and Maverick, they are turning out cold, but Damian Journey is also on the notch right now, on the right flank, and seems like the 14th Samurais, they are not checking out those missiles that much. I mean, of course, I'm seeing that Kraut, his missile has been defended, so he's on the clear. But so far, we are seeing that the Samurais have decided to send four slammers towards DCS-HAF, whereas DCS-HAF has only launched one. Oh, we have a new launch from Iceman towards Miro on the left flank. Let us ride with the missile.
Iceman was part of that. And he's launched again. Iceman's part of that rear group. He is high and fast. He's over 900 knots. Those are dangerous shots at that range. 15 miles, a single shot has got to defend quickly here. I don't think they anticipate how much speed these rear guys came in with. These are the second wave from HAF over here. So we got some dangerous AMRAMs out.
Yeah, we also seen interchange of slammers between Wicked and Mocha in the center. We might have his first kill on the match. He's 120 towards Mocha. No, he's managed to defend it last moment. Here. He managed to defend it last moment.
Wow, very close there. Very risky him staying pure like that. I bet he's going to be thinking about that and going through the match. It might be a little bit more conservative. We've got Mocha LG just launching an AMRAM at a cold target, Wicked. That's not going to go anywhere. And we've got some exchanges with Nazgul. 2 shots out from Bull onto Nazgul and 𝐋𝐒 on the eastern flank.
Yeah, totally right. We are riding right now with the 120 sent by Nazgul towards Bull. We are riding with it because Bull seems that he will be able to defend this one. He's just going for the defense. He's still not safe. He is still not away. No, he managed to defend that one. Good work, mate.
Oh, and I think we're going to lose our first one. Boom! That's a splash. On the eastern front, Bulls 120 managed to take a hit, and that's a KO.
Okay, so we've missed... thank you for mentioning this one, because we've missed that one. Okay, so right now, DCS-HAF is 6 airplanes strong, and 14th is only 5 members strong. 120 from 𝐋𝐒 towards Damian, but he's just all turning cold right now. 120 from Mocha towards Bull. This one might be a complicated one because Bull
that one's dangerous right there.
Yeah, he's still going out hot. So if he's turning out cold right now. Perfect.
He's turned cold, but if 𝐋𝐒 has a situational awareness and he can turn it, he fires one off on the gimbal. It looks like towards Bull. But Bull is turning fully cold, so it's a little bit late on that shot. I think Bull will be able to defeat both of these weapons.
Yeah, first...
And we've got Damien pushing back up Johnny in the rear.
Yeah, so we are riding right now with the 120 sent by 𝐋𝐒 towards Bull, because Bull, he is turning hot right now, and that missile is still with good energy. So, no, bot is turning out cold. Perfect. So he is still alive. Perfect.
And it looks like we lost Iceman. So DCS-HAF lost Iceman on the... western side of the map while this was all going on. This actually going on the eastern side, so it's 5-on-5 now. They've managed to equalize, and we've got some spicy exchanges between Kraut and Denmark right in the middle of the map. 10-mile shots going off right off the gimbal, and we also have a Bull pressing Kraut. Kraut's stuck between 2 groups. He's got to turn completely cold. Bull launching an AMRAM off on a cold target. I don't think that's going to be able to connect at 7 miles. But they're really forcing Samurai back.
Yeah, but now Bull is alone inside the 3 enemy airplanes formation. He's between Mocha, 𝐋𝐒, and Kraut in the right flank.
Oh, break, single shot might take this one here. It was close. He just turned cold, but you've got a hot AMRAM here coming up on his 6. Single shot trying to defend aggressively. And I think he's just managed to do it.
Yeah, since he's going to manage to defend it just barely, but he will. Yeah, he's managed to outrun the missile just last moment. So we have on the left flank, we have single shot is pushing towards Wicked, 120 from single towards Dimar. Okay, that one went to the ground. 120 from Miro towards Maverick on the left flank, but Maverick is just turned out cold in this moment. So we also have wow, this fight is going to be very interesting. Love seeing this.
Very intense here. Maverick is isolated by himself right here. Single shots pressing him with Miro setting up a grinder. But we've got DCS-HAF really bottling up the eastern side, guys. These three guys are all bottled up, getting pressed from two different angles. Crowd is completely defensive and cold. 𝐋𝐄𝐒 trying to set up the grinder, but he's stuck between chasing Bull and Wicked. And then we also have Johnny off to the right. He might take an AMRAM right here. He stayed hot way too long. This is going to be close.
Yeah, no, he's going to eat it. He's not going to be able to defend a moment. Okay, there it is. And we have one down. One more guy down.
That's a KO.
That's a KO. So now we have a 5 versus 4 in favor of DCS-HAF. So situation goes up for
on the defensive. We've got 𝐋𝐄𝐒 pressing him 3 miles cold. He's almost in range for a cold shot, and he's launched. Bull has to defend. He's got to try to notch this and force a merge here, but I think it's too late. He's got no terrain to hide behind. He's got to try to notch, get trap out, but it's too late. He's down.
Yeah, Bull is down, as we are seeing right now. That's a pity. He was isolated, and he wasn't able to defend at all.
All right, we got Dimark here and Kraut exchanging shots. I think they should both be able to dodge these. And we've got Miro and Maverick. Miro, target fixated on Maverick, is now defending a hot AMRAM from Wicked. Maverick needs to turn around and recommit immediately to clean this guy up, because Miro is out of missiles. He's completely out of missiles. So he is no longer a big threat for the team.
Yeah, but Wicked is pushing Miro towards the south, and Maverick is trying to get a hold of 𝐋𝐄𝐒 and Kraut under the middle. So now we have Dimark just bottled up inside the middle, and he's just trying to run to hit 𝐋𝐿𝐒. And now we have a 120 from Dimark towards 𝐋𝐿𝐒.
Go down. And Miro's down. Miro's down. All right, so it's 3 on 4. And we've got Dimark here, and here's where the Hornet is showing its edge here, having that missile economy, keeping in mind he has way more ammo to sling.
Yeah, and that's going to be a kill for 𝐋𝐿𝐒. Is it going to be a kill? 𝐋𝐿𝐒 is going to be able to defend. Wow, this missile.
What a defense, what a defense.
What a defense. Okay, this is the first time I've seen a vertical defense towards going up.
I don't think it's going to work this time. That next missile's got him.
Yeah,
and he's out of missiles as well. Boom, he's down. So it's 3 on 3.
That's it, and we have single shot coming towards Dimark. He's only 120 on his side, and of course in this case the 18, 120 on just going from the 18 towards single shot right now. Single shot is trying to defend as hard as he can, but I'm afraid he's not going to.
That was the last missile. That's the last missile from the 18. He only has heaters left. If he can defend this, and he does.
He does defend going vertical. Wow, this is a nice tactic. I haven't seen that tactic before. 120 from Maverick towards single shot right now. Single shot is trying to defend as hard as he can, and 120 from 𝐿𝐒𝐒 toward Dimark. Dimark is going to eat this one, and he does.
Boom,
single shot managed to defend this one missile, and now 𝐿𝐒𝐒 is trying to go towards Maverick, and while Wicked is trying to push single shot out of the air. So, well, we have a 2-on-2 situation.
And I think everyone's down to guns here now. Everyone's down to guns. So it's a 2-on-3. Everyone's down to guns. Kraut has been out of missiles this whole time. No, we got 1 missile left from single shot on Maverick. Hot, close aspect. I think that's going to do it.
Yeah,
There's no way he's going to be able to dodge that.
He's not going to dodge that one. Okay, so now we have a 3-on-1. Wow, what a first match, guys. Oh, no, he's dead.
He crashed. It looks like he crashed while defending. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, guys. I mean, all these fighters are out of missiles and and been burning a long time. No one has fuel tanks left, so it is not over yet. 14th Virtual Fighter Squadron needs to return to HAF's home base, so they need to head south and land. At least one of them needs to land successfully to secure the win here.
Yeah, of course. They've been fighting not for that long of a time, which is a very nice thing towards Samurai, because their fuel should be overall in a good situation. But of course, we need to check if they are going to make it up to the enemy airbase, because of course we've seen that Single Shot is out of missiles, Crowd is out of missiles, Cookie is also out of missiles. So well, this round was decided in just last 120s that were sort away before last round, last interchange of missiles. So well,
an absolute bloodbath there. Absolutely. Like, I mean, honestly, I haven't seen a match yet where both teams just completely down to, almost completely down to guns. Usually one team ends up doing a little bit better in the missile economy and has some in reserve, and they end up cleaning up. But for 14th VFS and Hellenic Air Force ending up in this situation where it's just a complete slugfest at the end, getting ready to go to guns, what an exciting match, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, as you well said, this first round is been very intense, and that's something that we are not used to see in this competition. Usually teams tend to be more tactical oriented, as in, okay, let us get our grinded set up, let us do our tactic, let us keep on our tactics and what we have practiced. And we are seeing that in this round it has gone gunso. All teams members had gone just for the fight, getting very close range. We have seen that the first launches were just in 25 miles out, which is not something that we've seen that often. Of course, we all know that the launches that are being done at just 40 miles away, they are called chip shots because they are made not to kill the enemy but to position the other team. And that missiles, we had not seen them at all. They just went for the kill.
In the last match that I was able to watch, one of the players ended up firing a missile at 48 nautical miles, and it connected, and he shot at one of the rear groups, which took the opposing team off guard. He shot at the back of the grinder instead of the front of it, and it managed to loft, and the guy just defended way too late. So even though those are posturing shots, they are still dangerous. You can't just let your guard down and say, hey, I don't need to worry about this. You know, it's 48 miles. I don't have to worry about defending or thinking about defending, because anything can happen in this tournament.
Yeah, totally right. I mean, we also have seen beforehand the situation where a Tomcat without a human Rio managed to take down another enemy player. It was 85 miles south. So that's a launch that you don't expect to connect like at all. And sometimes those missiles do get shot and do connect. And you well said, they make the enemy team fall to pieces. It's a hard hitting thing to get started in the first round, even before the match starts by itself, and then get one of you guys just shot down. That's not a fun thing to see and watch, guys.
Absolutely not. And so we're watching here the Samurais returning to base. And I know a couple of people have commented in the past, the other team, after they have been shot down, are able to relinquish, not relieve the requirement for the opposing team to RTB if it's pretty clear that they're going to do it. That being said, they're under no obligation to do so. And as I've said in previous streams, honestly, like, you know, you got to lick your wounds, get in the locker room, talk to your guys on Discord, figure out what went right, what went wrong, and psych yourself up for round two and take all the time you need. So really no shame in the opposing team taking their time, going over their tactics, and getting ready for a round two where they could try to make a comeback.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we all know that this first round was very equal. I mean, it was not as if DCS-HAF was overgunned and overwon. I mean, Samurai team got on top, but it was decided in just a few moments, just down finalizing the round. So of course, DCS-HAF has a good opportunity against Samurai in order to win the second round, and I'd love to see them going for a third round. I'd love to see that, because so far when I've been doing commentating on teams, I've yet to see a third round match so far. We haven't seen one yet. I'm really eager to watch one.
I always like watching the third round. Both teams get really hyped. You know, you never know what's going to happen, and you know, both teams get that anxiety because they know they have to win. Right now, Samurais have got to be feeling great, patting themselves on the back. They've got a little breathing room. You know, they definitely can't take their eye off the ball, like you said, because that was not a one-sided fight. There was a couple really lucky vertical defenses and notches against a couple of extremely deadly AMRAAM shots that I thought were going to connect, and they managed to skate by the skin of their teeth, maintain their numerical advantage and press on 𝐋𝐈, and they can't rely on that happening again. Like, if that goes down the same way, that coin toss could flip not in their direction. So even though they've got a little breathing room and they got to be feeling good after securing that victory, they cannot take their eye off the ball. They really need to focus and come back and secure round two. They cannot let 𝐋𝐈 get a foothold by equalizing the match at this point.
Totally right. And there's one more point that is, for me, is very important for all these matches I've been covering. And it's like, guys, if you win the round and you are going in for the enemy airplanes, please, 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 we love a formation landing. So it's just for the cool points. We all know that. But guys, I love seeing that Samurai team are going for a two-guy formation landing right now. And that's something I hope to see more often than not in the following matches, now that we are almost entering the bracket stage of the competition. So for all of you viewers that have gone later during the stream, this match between 14th VFS Samurais and DCS Hellenic Air Force, this match is the decisive one to see who is going to win the Group H group stage. What that means is that if DCS-HAF manage to win against Samurai team, then we'll see a triple tie between DCS-HAF 343-KU and 14th VFS. Then the winner of the group stage will be decided by a kill-death ratio. So of course, guys, it's not only important that you win your fights, it's also very important that you win them having as many of your team members alive as possible in case situations like this happen. So of course, this next round is going to be vital for DCS-HAF. If they manage to win against 14th Samurais, then they'll need to not only win the third round, but also win with a very, very, very nice kill-death ratio in order to secure advancing to the bracket stage. If not, it will be decided between 14th VFS and 343-KU.
And 𝐋𝐈 has got to be feeling the pressure, you know, with that looming over their heads, needing to be essentially flawless in the next two matches. What do you think is going on in that locker room, Delevator?
Well, in the side of Samurais, I think they've seen that, of course, this first round wasn't that easily won. I mean, I think it came down to tactics, in the sense of they've managed to get a hold of a very nice tactic of defending when they are down to the ground, going vertical to make that missile not being able to come up. And that's something I haven't seen before in this match. And I think they are going to rely in this tactic, this second round too, in order to win the second round. And of course,
I really thought it was interesting how 𝐋𝐈 split up into those two groups, and I'm wondering if they're going to do that again, because I think they really caught 14th VFS off, you know, a little bit off guard with how much energy the second wave came in, and I think 𝐋𝐈 just stayed pure a little bit too long because of how fast they were, and just overestimated their ability to defend at those ranges that they found themselves at. And I'm wondering if they're going to continue to employ that same strategy, or if they're going to change things up in the locker room.
Well, personally, I think that decision of having the three elements in the front and 3 elements on the back being way higher and faster, I'm not so sure it was such a decisive factor. I mean, of course, that's something that makes the other team rack their brains out, because that's not something you are used to see during the matches. But I'm not so sure that was such a good idea. I think it's better to stick to the classic formation of the grinder formation, because that way you can rely on your team members to fall back and make them cover you up. If not, it's going to at the first round it's a very, very hard time for the 3 planes on the front fighting against 6 enemy airplanes, and that's something you don't want to see yourself doing. It's very, very it's not a good situation to be, for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. That being said, I don't think the fight devolved so much after both the front and rear formations ended up meeting together. So it'll be interesting to see what they take away from that. We can only speculate at this point, but it looks like both teams. Yep, it looks like the Samurais have completed landing and RTBing.
Yes.
3-0 against
DCS-HAF.
and so we will be going into the next round shortly.
That's it. So this first round has been won by Samurais. And guys, we are going to go to that brief pause in the meantime that the teams do restart the server and we reconnect to them. So guys, see you back in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. Don't get out, because remember, when we finish this fight, afterwards we'll be having an interview with both teams, and you guys will be able to send questions their way, so they'll be able to answer what you think. And so guys, prepare your questions for when we see the end of the match, because we'll have an interview with them together with Tempest. So guys, stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
All right, guys, we'll be back.
2. Hello everyone, we are back to round 2 of this fight between 14th VFS Samurais and DCS-HAF Hellenic Air Force. So this first round we've seen a very interesting fight where we've seen that Samurai team did win against DCS-HAF, but it was decided in just a few minutes when the first round was coming to an end. So this first match has been a very well-balanced fight between both teams, and I'm very looking forward to see if this second round DCS-HAF will manage to come through a fight against the sensation of losing the first round and, well, getting back into Samurai's mind and come into a third round. That's what I want to see in this second round that we are going to start in just a sec. So of course, while we wait for both teams to get ready, let us present to you a few facts. Okay, sorry, this is not to be shown, neither this. Sorry guys. So let us present some few facts about DCS-HAF and about DCS-HAF members. So what we have today fighting from DCS-HAF side, we have Iceman. He's from Greece, and he's been a DCS simmer since 2008, and he's one of the founding members of DCS-HAF. And Bull, also from Greece, as expected, he's have 3.5 years experience in DCS and have joined DCS-HAF on last September. Wicked, also one of the founding member of DCS-HAF. Demian, a member since 2020 and one of the squadron videographer. I think you all guys have seen at least once videos from DCS-HAF side, and I would recommend that you check Demian works, very nice. D-Mark is a new member of the team and also new simmer, and Maverick has been a member since 2008 and a founding member of DCS-HAF. So of course we also have to do the same with 14th VFS. 14th Falcon is from Bosnia, and he is one of the co-founders of 14th VFS, Deputy CEO, and he's been flying with the 100𝐂𝐴P for a couple of years. He's been flying DCS since the old days with FC 1.12, so he's been flying for a long time. And he's also participated beforehand in SATAL 2019 Gold League. Kraut is from Germany, co-founder of the 14th VFS, currently the CEO of the squadron, and been flying since 2006. And well, also since FC 1.12, and he started with a German squadron. Oh, this is a lot of information. Well, let's go towards...
Alright.
Yeah, go ahead.
Elevator, just sorry to interrupt, but both teams are saying that they are ready, so they're going to start taxiing to the active and preparing, lining up for takeoff.
Okay, perfect. Give them the heads up, let them start while we finish checking the bio of the pilots of the 14th VFS. So please give them the heads up to keep on taxiing, to start taxiing.
Yep, I've already let them know.
Thank you. So let us continue. Cookie from Belgium. It's a member of the 14th, and he's been with them relatively from earlier in their foundation. Gandhi from Germany has also experience from this year's World and World War II airburst more than anything. Single Shot from Germany, and he's been with Airscene since IL2 and still Beast Pro, so both a lot of time. Arrow from Germany, couple of years experience with this year's World, and also he's been a real fighter pilot. Wow, that's impressive. And Steiny from Germany has joined the 14th VFS lately and one of the newest members, and he's just passed the qualification phase with them not so long ago. And he has been participating in SATAL 2019 and 2020 tournaments. So that's so you guys know now you have a brief information about not only the teams that we did on the initial match, but also a bit of bio about their pilots. Of course, they've sent me way more lengthy bio, but we have to keep it short in order to accommodate the format. Of course, later on, we will be doing an interview with both teams. So guys, if you have any questions for both teams, their experience in the tournament, how they prepare, how they train, anything you want to know about the team, please guys, get them noted down, because when we finish the match, when we have a clear winner of the match, then we'll come back and interview both teams and get their experience and sensation so far in this tournament, together with all the questions that you have for them, guys. So stay tuned. Okay, so in the left screen we have the 14th VFS forming up over the runway, whereas on the right screen we have DCS-HAF that they are taxiing. Of course, now they've changed sides, which means that the 14th VFS now is flying for the red team. They are based on the LA International Airport, whereas DCS-HAF now they've changed it to the blue team and are starting from the Seccond Island. So DCS-HAF will be going south, and 14th VFS Samurais will be going north in this situation. For all of you that haven't stayed tuned beforehand, just a reminder that both teams have to take off, head towards the battle, and fight each other. The one who is able to kill the enemy airframes, then they can proceed to land over the enemy airbase, and if and only if they manage to land securely at least one of the airplanes, then they'll achieve a victory on that round. So of course, this second round will be the decisive factor to see if DCS-HAF step up their game, manage to fight the experience of having the enemy team defending missiles like I think it was 7 miles out back to the ground.
Yeah, it was 7 miles. It got down to about 3 at the end, and then everyone was almost down to guns. So it was close.
Yeah.
It looks like we've got 14th VFS ready on the runway, and HAF is just getting lined up here, taking their time. Right now, DCS-HAF really needs to get their game faces on. They are down 1-0 against 14th, and not only do they need to win this match, but they need to win this match and the next match decisively. You need to get some high kill-to-death ratios in order for them to progress in the tournament past this group stage. So they've got to they have to have that in the back of their minds right now, thinking about that, but they got to let that go, focus on the match, and really come out with a win. They honestly did not lose by much in the previous round. Even though 3 jets returned to base, it was really a nail-biter at the end. Some very, what I would say, lucky AMRAAM dodges with some very clever vertical maneuvers, but could have gone either way by the 14th, and they just have to come out on top during that last furball. Wouldn't you say, Delevator?
Yeah, you are totally right. As we were talking beforehand, before we went into the intermission, we've seen that vertical defense maneuver. That's something that has surprised me. That's something I haven't seen in all matches. So that single tactic to defend those missiles, that was the decisive factor for Samurai team to survive those short-range missiles. I mean, all teams are used to go to the notch when you are below a 10 mile shot. So all teams just go to the notch and then pray that ground clutter does its work and put them out to safety. But Samurai, they decided not to rely on it. They made a tactic where they just make the missile turn out of energy entirely. And that's something very clever, which I haven't seen before, and I'm very happy to learn while we are watching this fight between 14th VFS Samurais and DCS-HAF. So Tempest, do you have any kind of prediction on how this second round is going to play out?
I hate to make a prediction, but I do have a hope. I really want to see a round 3, so I'm hoping HAF is able to put that past loss out of their minds and really come back strong in this next round. Like we all said, it was very close, and there were a couple of moments where they almost pulled out victory. So I honestly think 14th got lucky a little bit at the end there, and so both teams need to make some changes in order to ensure a win here. But I don't know. It's I think the 14th had a little bit better coordination and situational awareness at the end, and I think they might be able to pull this one out. But I'm hoping that DCS-HAF is got some surprises for us.
Yeah, it's very right.
It looks like both teams are lined up. I'm going to confirm.
Roger that. Okay, so we are waiting for DCS-HAF to give up the thumbs up, and we'll start the round 2, guys. So 14th VFS, they are ready to take off, and DCS-HAF will, DCS-HAF, it seems that they are going with the same exact formation. Okay, both teams are ready, so Tempest, whenever you want, go for it, send them to ride.
Let's count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go.
So gents, round 2 is alive. I'm very curious to see, as we were discussing beforehand, if DCS-HAF is going to go for the same tactic, to have 3 guys on front going towards the bubble directly, and 3 guys on back, way back, getting way higher with more energy. That's something I'm very interested to see, and seems that they are going for it once again. We are seeing that DCS-HAF is still getting 3 airplanes down the runway, so I'd say that they are going for the exact same tactic once again.
Yeah, and it's got to be tough for, if you're practicing a particular methodology, and to change it up mid tournament is not always the best strategy there. Keeping the formation and whatnot, maybe it's just focusing on smaller tactics, working on those grinders, and working on that situational awareness and communication strategy between wingmen rather than the overall high-level strategy, and trying to change that up. It's got to be hard for teams, especially in the 6v6 format, to just maintain that level of coordination that is just required of a tournament like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally right. Of course, I do think personally, and of course I'm a newcomer to the PvP world and the PvP tournaments and all together, so it's not as if I really know all that must be known, but I personally think that the initial steps are very important to set up the overall tactics all together. So that's why I'm very surprised to see that DCS-HAF has decided to go for the exact same thing. They have the 3 guys on the rear, turning out cold and climbing, and they are making long separation between the front guys and the back guys.
Well, at the end of that last match, a lot of people question whether or not the Hornet really belongs in matches like this. The F-14 we haven't seen so much of because of the limits placed upon it in this tournament. Although they're not hard limits, there's been some desyncing issues and whatnot, especially when using ACM modes and other modes with the Tomcat. And so most teams have removed it from its roster as a result, which is unfortunate. And for the most part, what we've expected, or a lot of people had expected, including myself, that we would just see Vipers on Vipers going at it just because of the kinematic advantage. But we've seen a bunch of teams using 1 or 2 Hornets, and really that coming down to determining how the match turns out. At the end, DCS-HAF the Dimark had a ton of missiles left, and he was slinging them out at close range, high PK shots, just wasn't able to connect. But on the opposing side, 14th VFS was down to like a single AMRAP, and he's dodging like a madman against this Hornet who's just tossing heaters or tossing the slammers at him. So you never know, and with this strategy here, I don't think the overall overall strategy really let them down. I think they just got the wrong end of the stick in that final furball.
Yeah, that's the interesting part, that we've seen all this fight, the first round, it was decided in a 4-ball. I mean, of course, the first launches, they were done with tactics in mind, but afterwards, all came down to a 4-ball, and that's something that got me very surprised. I mean, that's not something I've seen in that many matches.
That's the first time I've seen it turn into a 4-ball with that many planes left. I have not seen that before.
Yeah, you are totally right. I haven't seen that one before. When there are 2 against 2 and they are mostly down to guns and one force 3 and one force 2, then yeah, but well, that's something very unexpected. Okay, guys. So
the last.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. All yours.
Oh, yeah, I was saying the last 4-ball I saw, it was like a 2-on-1. One was almost out of fuel, and then 2 were in a merge going to guns and heaters on each other. But nothing like this. Usually people are still slinging AMRAAMs at 3 miles, and then whomever survives that. But it looks like we're about to get started here. DCS-HAF is entering the bubble, and so is 14thVFS. So
yeah, we are seeing
match is on.
Match is on, guys. So DCS-HAF, they are going the exact same formation that we discussed beforehand. They have 3 guys on the front between ages 20 to 30. The 18, interestingly, he's the one higher up. And we are seeing that the 3 of the guys, they are way back at ages 40. So, well, they are going for the exact same tactic. And we are seeing that the 14thVFS Samurais, they are going for the exact same thing. They just decide to split up Nazgul and Cookie to the left, Kraut and Mocha towards the center, and Miro and Single Shot towards the right flank. And we can see that sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, why change what's broken? It worked out for 14thVFS, so I think they're just going to keep to the same strategy and tactics, just make some small refinements. They're sitting on a 1-0 victory so far, so not that they can rest easy, but let's not make too many changes and screw up what won them the round in the last match.
Yeah, but as we were discussing, it was really won when they got close and personal. Yeah, for me, 14th Samurais did won the match because they have this tactic of going upwards to defend the close missiles. And I think that's the main difference between DCS-HAF and the 14th Samurais. Tactic-wise and level-wise, apart from that small detail, I don't see that much different between the both teams.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that's intentional or about a desperation, if they figured out something against the AMRAAM where they can use that kind of vertical component to bleed off the energy like that. It's honestly the first I've seen it used repeatedly and intentionally and be successful. I personally feel, and I could be wrong, that they got a little lucky with that maneuver. And I'm not sure it's good. I'm not sure it's something they should be relying on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I do think quite the opposite. I think they've trained that maneuver quite intensively because they've pulled off not once, not twice, but many times. And it seems that they know what they are doing.
3 times, yeah.
Yeah, so they know that they are doing it intentionally. They know what they are doing. So they found a new tactic to defend those close range snappers that very frightening. So guys, in this instance, we are seeing a quite different situation for the Samurai side. We see that the 6 guys had decided to spread off all around the battle area this time. So we are not seeing...
It looks like they all have about a 10-mile separation, and we've got the first shot of the match. Mocha LG is just launched off an AMRAAM at about 42 miles. Looks like it's heading towards Dimark here.
Yeah, that's
so that's an early posturing shot that we did not see in the last round. As you commented on, Delevator, we didn't see any of those shots. It was all down to 25 miles. And we got another shot out from Nazgul too, again. 40 some odd miles. And Damien already cold. Johnny is already cold on that.
Yeah.
So, interesting change in tactics. Like you said, it looks like 14thVFS have changed it up a bit. But DCS-HAF have maintained the same strategy.
Yeah, but I think that DCS-HAF is playing it safely. I mean, they are just trying to deplete a Samurai team from missiles. You can see that DCS-HAF has come hot, wait for the launches from Samurai side, and then they are turning out cold entirely. I mean, just entirely waiting for the rear members, Bull, Wicked, and Iceman, to come by and support them.
Yep, and I think this is what they were expecting in the first round. I think this formation that we saw them use is what they expected to have in the first round, which they didn't. It was much different. They 14th VFS broke up into different groups. So this is much more of a traditional type early engagement, early posturing shots that I think DCS-HAF's strategy is really well set up for. So we'll see how this continues going forward.
Yeah. Go for it.
What do you think about this AMRAAM on the west side? It's still got a ton of speed, 1,200 knots, but I can't tell if it's stupid.
No,
or not. It looks
but
like
it's
it might be stupid.
Yeah, it's not even tracking at all whatsoever. It's just going up to the ceiling. And just 90?
So
no, not at all.
Yeah, it's going for space. So we've got a space shot, satellite shot.
Yeah, but we also see shots from Miro and Nazgul towards Wicked and Bull. And this situation, they are not turning out cold. That's a 20-mile shot
from Iceman. We got a shot from Iceman. It's 16 miles, and he is 900 knots. So he's the fast guy over at single shot on the eastern side. So that's a little bit more dangerous than the shots we've seen earlier. Although, like you mentioned, Bull's got to defend. He's hot way too long against this AMRAAM, which is within 3 miles. He's going to have to defend aggressively here.
Yeah, he is. That missile is very, very close by. He's just tracking him, but seems that he's able to turn out cold just in the nick of time. Yeah, we can see that that missile is being defended. Yep. Good defense over there, mate. Okay, let us check how the situation is developing. So we see
Miro might get hit here. He's hot a little too long, and he dodges it.
Yeah, he dodges it. 120 from Miro towards Maverick. They are doing an exchange of missiles, but seeing that both Maverick is just turning out cold, Miro might be able to defend so far, so it's not going to be a problem for him, it seems. So in the left flank, over the sea, or yours.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we are seeing that on. Sorry, guys, this is the first time we are working together, and we still need to sort some things out. So we are seeing over the sea that we have 𝐋𝐒 pressing onto Damien, pushing him off. But Bull is over there. He can be helped. Bull can help out to isolate 𝐋𝐒 on the side. We have a 120 between Wicked and Crowd. They are doing an exchange of missile over the middle. 𝐋𝐶a is turning towards the right flank, it seems, trying to help Single Shot and Miro on the eastern side. They are pushing off Iceman, Maverick, and D-Mark. So this, and we have a traitor missile.
Dangerous AMRAAM on from 𝐋𝐒 on Damien. I think this is gonna hit potentially. Very dangerous shot. Damien defending aggressively here, turning cold.
Yeah, Damien is trying to defend that one, but he might be the first victim of this second round. If you turn towards the missile, you are going to eat it, mate.
Don't do it, don't do it!
Don't do it! Come on, no, don't do that. Please. Wow, that one, okay, he managed to defend it kinetically, but that was a very, very short one.
But he's got another one out on him, hot. 6 miles, he's got to turn cold now. He's burned a lot of energy doing that. Oof.
Yeah, but
that's going to be close. He's hot. That's it. It's too late. He's no way he's dodging that. Boom. That's a splash. And that's
Damien is down. So now we have a 6-on-5 situation, favorably to Samurai Team, guys. Okay, let us check.
What a mistake.
Yeah, you cannot never turn towards the missile, never. So we have a situation with Miro against Maverick. They are trading foxes at 10-mile shots. I'm very eager to see if we are okay. Our Crowd also pushing towards Maverick and D-Mark. So now what we see is that Samurai Team is pushing DCS-HAF over the middle. The western side is in favor of DCS-HAF, but they are letting 𝐋𝐶a turn in.
Oh,
so
D-Mark might eat it here. It's going to be close. He's got to pull more G's. He's got to kinetically, and he did. He managed to just outfly
on the
that
nick
missile.
of time. Good call over there.
So Bull is hot. 13 miles on Kraut, just launched off a missile. 14th VFS has got to be careful here. Even though they're up a bird, they still have HAF still is their Hornet, and 14th VFS have used a lot of their missiles already.
Yeah, we have 122 from Bull towards Kraut, and that's going to be a very, very hard missile to defend down on the sea. So that missile is still tracking and still got enough energy to keep following Kraut. But seems that he will be able to outrun the missiles. Yeah, he's going to outrun it. Okay, so far it seems that we still have Iceman, Maverick, D-Mark, Bull, and Wicked alive from DCS-HAF, Nazgul, Cookie, Kraut, Mocha, Single Hot, and Miro from the Samurai side. And we have a 2-on-1 situation on the eastern side with Single Shot and Miro pressing Iceman. 120 from Iceman towards Single Shot. He's on the receiving side of two 120s from Single Shot and Miro. He's defending like his life depends on it. He's defending very, very hard right now. But the mountains are in the middle. He's just evading mountains while trying to defend those missiles.
Iceman is completely out of missiles though, so that's a tough situation to be in. He has no slammers left.
Okay, and we are seeing a situation over between Mocha and Maverick. They are just on a merge right now.
Here.
They are on a merge right now, and I think they don't see each other right now. They've closed the patch, but they don't see each other.
I think he sees him now. He's cranking hard into him.
Yeah,
Mocha is turning aggressively in.
Okay, we have a 120 from Cookie towards D-Mark, and D-Mark is pressing Kraut to make him out of the fight. Okay, and we have also Miro is pressing Iceman. Okay, DCS-HAF is not in a nice situation right now. They are mostly on the defensive side, and this 120, Iceman, please turn. Don't turn towards the missile. Come on, run! Wow, Iceman is down.
Maverick is down. Mocha's about to eat it though here. Mocha lost sight, lost situational awareness. I think he blacked out. He blacked out, but he's gonna eat this. Boom, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so DCS-HAF has lost two members just in a second. Okay, this is a very rare glitch. You can see on the left screen, on the right middle screen. Okay, so now we have.
You're getting that too with the weird. Okay.
Yeah, I also was in the weird situation there. Okay, Maverick is trying to put Miro in the defensive situation, while Single Shot is committing towards Maverick also to 120 from Single Shot towards Maverick. Maverick is very isolated over that area.
Splash. Bull just takes out Kraut during a merge while he's chasing Wicked. Nazgul and Cookie are in trouble here. I think Nazgul has lost eyes. He's gonna get smacked by Bull. Bull's out of missiles though, so he's got to go to guns.
So now we are going to see once again a merge situation. Yeah, Bull is trying to find Nazgul, and I think he hasn't seen him. They have been close. Now they are seeing each other. Nazgul is committing to. Yeah, I think Nazgul is committing towards Wicked right now. Yeah, seems that we have quite a situation developing over here. So Nazgul is following Wicked right now. He's down to guns, and we have on the left screen we have Bull is also trying to find Nazgul that we have on the right screen. So we have what we call a train situation. We have a DCS-HAF member pulling Nazgul towards him, and half Bull is trying to help his mate, but I think he's going to come way too late. Guns from Nazgul. Okay, Nazgul is way hot on the enemy, and Bull is trying to arrive on time, but he's way too far yet.
High deflection shot. They just passed canopy to canopy, but he got shot. Bull got some shots in.
Yeah, but with no effect.
All right, so we got two merges here going on.
What a situation, guys. This is quite a furball. Let us check what's going on, because this is becoming quite a situation right now.
D-Mark just went down by single shot, but it looks like we got some confusion here.
Yeah, Bull has been taken down by Cookie, and Nazgul seems to have taken down the other DCS-HAF member. So what we have right now is that Maverick is alone, sandwiched between Single Shot and Miro. So, okay, no, we have still Bull alive. I think he was dead.
Yeah, Bull's alive. No, it was his mate he was trying to help. So he's been going to guns on these two guys. He's offensive on one and defensive on the other. He's gonna take shots here, and that's it. Serious damage to his jet. And I think Bull is still pulling hard, but he's got to do something different here. You can't just keep cranking in the same direction. He's got to force an overshoot.
No, but
he's got to pop out those.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to hit Nazgul. Yeah, he's crossing path with Nazgul, but with no dice, no luck over
deal
there.
to that baited on his 6. If he does not defend that guy, he's got to get into a system. I don't think he knows he's right behind him.
No, I think he knows, but he's 1 against 2. He cannot do anything at all. And we have also Maverick committing towards Miro on the center area. He's just down to the guns too. So we are seeing quite the fight today. We have all members down to guns, it seems. So on the right side...
Looks like Bull's forcing that overshoot here.
So we have on the big screen, we have currently Maverick following the Samurai team members just down to guns. And we are going to put once again the big screen. Okay,
ejected.
Bull ejecting, that's it. That's it, so Bull has been taken down. So DCS-HAF is down to just Maverick, who is right now trying to sort out the situation. He's just down to guns, and he's just being singled out by single shot and Miro. So single shot.
Crazy furball battle.
Yeah. Wow, guys. So this situation is not something that I've seen this tournament yet.
Is this a BFM tournament?
Seems not. Okay, we have a funny situation right now. So DCS is saying that Maverick has been killed. So I assume his airplane has been hit and he's down to big damage in his airframe. But he's still alive.
Looks like he's still flying.
Yeah, he's still flying. We have him in the big big screen, and he's trying to find once again Miro and single shot. And Cookie and Nazgul, they are just trying to go back to what single shot and Miro to look for him. But of course, I don't know if you know, Tempest, if when DCS tell that you are dead, then I don't know if you are being shown on the radar coverage altogether or not. I don't even know that.
I think you still are. I think it's just an issue with the game scoring system when it says that. So we're not seeing him on our game master view, but I think they still show up on AWACS and whatnot. That being said, he's within visual range. Both these guys have him locked up. Both Miro and Wick and Nazgul, like he's just pincered between 4 guys here. It's gonna take a miracle for him to pull this out. And we got another merge here now.
So Maverick is just down below Nazgul for all you to know, guys. And single shot is very, very close by.
Oh, this is it. What a great move. He's lined up in lag. He's going to be pulling lead here any minute now. And that's a mistake to reverse the turn like that. And he should have an easy shot here any moment. Oh, and he forces the overshoot. Good maneuvering.
Yeah, but he's out of energy right now. Oh, he's dead.
And he got disconnected. I think the match counted him dead, so it kicked him out after 5 minutes.
You think so? I haven't.
Yeah. It said he disconnected.
Yeah.
So,
but I haven't seen DCS disconnecting anyone by not being alive, you know? That's something new for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but again, we can only speculate on what happened, but wow, what a fight. That's just like, everyone's in guns with a massive furball. And 14th VFS pulling out what looks like is going to be another sure victory here. Cookie already a head start on the way home, up at 20,000 feet, 500 knots. Should be no problem being able to RTB. But wow, I haven't seen a battle like this yet in this tournament. How about you?
Neither have I. I mean, as we were talking before, this is a BFM tournament. We expect to see 120s blazing all around, Phoenixes flying all around, and even SD10s, as we are seeing more and more 17s coming into the fight. But going all team members down to guns, that's something I didn't expect at all to see today.
Oh no, and it looks like the fight's not over yet because Miro just crashed. I guess he received some damage, ran out of fuel, or I'm not sure, but he is not on the way home to RTB. So Miro is also out, so it's 3 versus 0. And for those of you guys who are not familiar with the rules, at least one fighter from this team needs to RTB. And we've got 𝐋𝐒 over here with a head start on the way home, about 400 knots, 26,000 feet, and about 38 miles to go. So he's in a good position to be able to glide it in on the APU if he has to.
Yeah, but I think they are going to be pretty comfortable around, because he's just living it out. I mean, he's not even climbing. He's just enjoying the flight, just going 272 miles. Not, sorry, airspeed. So, well, no, he's going very, very slow, though. I think...
so that's. I think he's conserving fuel, but he's got a lot of altitude. I agree with you, though. I agree with your original assessment. I think they're going to have a comfortable margin to bring it home. But wow, just absolutely wow! What a fight!
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing all these ACM fights, because that's not something. Of course, more veteran teams, they are used to do more fight. Okay, 𝐋𝐒 is down. His engines has just stopped at all, and we can see that. No, he's still picking up the RPMs. Okay. I was scared. Like, okay, we have 𝐋𝐒 down, but no. He's still up and running. For all of you guys, you can see on the downwards bar below, you can see the RPM of the engines there. So there you will know if 𝐋𝐒 runs out of fuel. So for all you viewers to know, okay? But of course, we see that Tacview and Single Shot are just 20 miles away from 𝐋𝐒, and well, they see us to be going very, very fast, climbing. So I think this fuel situation is way better than 𝐋𝐒's, you know?
Yeah, I think you're right. And that's why I think 𝐋𝐒 took an early. I think he took an early break from the action to start heading back home when it was 4-on-1. Because at least if anything happened, at least he can get his jet home. I don't think he had any more gas to fight. So he's got to be back on fumes, but he's got a ton of altitude. He's within sight of the airfield. And the F-16's got a decent glide radius too. So even if he loses his engine at this point, he's got a chance to break it back.
Yeah, and for all you viewers who doesn't know, we discussed this beforehand, but just a reminder, we have to see at least one airframe from Samurai's team landing in 𝐋𝐈 Island, which is the blue team starting airbase, DCS-HAF airbase. So if they manage to land at least one airframe, this is a win for Samurai's team, and also this will be a win for them in the group stage for each group, and they go ahead to the I don't remember the word in English, sorry, to the semi-finals, quarterfinals. They are jumping up to quarterfinals when they manage to land this airframe. But guys, remember, this is not the end for us, guys. When we have this fight finished, we'll jump into an interview with both teams. So guys, get ready, your question will be answered by both teams. So remember, don't get out, we still have a long way to go. We'll be interviewing both teams with both team leaders, and also afterwards I'll be analyzing Tacviews, and if Tempest wants to join me, I haven't discussed this with you, sorry. If you want to join me, Tempest, we'll be checking out the Tacviews, so stay tuned guys, don't go out.
Absolutely, I might have to pass up on that because I gotta eat.
Yeah, I know.
I'll definitely be around for the interview.
Perfect. So yeah, so you guys, shout out for Tempest. I contacted him like 30 minutes before the event and told him, okay mate, I need a co-host. I didn't manage to sort that one out beforehand. Are you up for it? And he said, heck yes. But well, I have my food waiting for me. I mean, I'm very thankful for you, Tempest, that you managed to join me up today, and you have your meal, very well deserved meal. So I can only be grateful for you to join me up today, mate. But of course, so for all you who doesn't know, Tempest is from USA. I don't remember the area you told me, sorry. Which area were you from, mate? You there, Tempest?
Yes, sir. I'm actually just gonna raid you right now for the interview section.
No problem.
So that it's all in one.
Okay. So of course, we'll be seeing that when we see that the samurai team just on final approach, and when they manage to get this single airplane from 𝐋𝐒 down to the ground, this match will be decided, and this will be Samurai's team win and pass to the oh, sorry, my English is slipping my mind, sorry, is to the quarterfinal situation. So remember, stay tuned. We'll be this time it seems that we are not going to see formation landing, which, come on guys, I want more formation landings just for the cool factor, even if just for that.
Well, I think 𝐋𝐒 is low on gas in this case.
Well, I mean, even if that cool factor matters more than just fuel coming. Come on guys, always I want to see a 3 or 4 or 5 or even 6 airplane formation. That would be very, very nice to see in the next matches. So if any of you viewers are any members from the upcoming matches, please, I beg of you, do a nice formation landing, even just for the cool factor when you win the round, guys. The 𝐋𝐒 is down to the ground, and his airframe is controlled, which means that this second round is a victory for Samurai's team. So gents, as I remember, yeah. So of course, guys.
I mean, what a fight! They've got to feel relief and just pride in the work that they did to manage to keep that situational awareness up in that massive furball. It was just, what was it? 6 planes were all merged together, just blasting at each other. Like, you got to really be able to feel proud coming out of that with this many jets left intact.
Yeah, you should be. I mean, it wasn't an easy fight at all. I mean, first round we seen that it was decided by the 120s quantity and how they defended those 120s. But this situation, not at all. It was decided by just sheer ACM tactics. So guys, well, first of all, Tempest, thank you for a ride, mate. And welcome to all the viewers who have been watching this fight with Tempest. As a reminder, all of you guys, get your questions sorted out. We'll be interviewing both teams leadership in just a few minutes. We'll wait around 5 minutes to get all the teams sorted out, disconnect, everything ready, and get all the teams ready for the interview. So guys, we'll be going for a brief pause, and we'll be seeing each other in less than 5 minutes. Stay tuned, see you in just a few minutes. Okay, guys. Now I'm together with the representative with Tempest. Tempest, please say hi once again.
Hey everyone, Tempest here.
Okay, and also I'm together with representative from 14th VFS Samurai. Please, Sven, say hi.
Hi guys.
And also I'm together with Iceman and Costas from DCS-HAF. Please, guys, say hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hi everybody. Well, my nickname was in the fight pool, so just to link voices with performance before.
Thank you for the correction. That was a nice pointer.
No worries, no worries.
So, well, of course, as I told you beforehand, this time, well, we'll be talking about the fight, and I'll be doing some questions to you guys. Also, we'll be having some questions for the viewers, for you guys too. So, of course, first question, I do all the teams, and I would like 14th Samurais to start in this one. So, what were your preparations for this match?
Our preparations. Basically, there is no specific preparation we do for a certain match. Only thing that we looked at was like, okay, let's just know what a Tacview is like, what are possible bandits or opponents flying like. So actually, I had to look at all the Tacviews already, how each team is flying in general. Kind of like what we might have to expect. And other than that, we just go through our normal daily routine training, so there's nothing special we prepare. We basically try to keep a base skill set for each pilot so that they're prepared for every fight, match on any server, wherever, so that they all have basically the same performance all over the time.
Okay, so for you guys from DCS-HAF side?
Shall I go? Or,
yeah, please go ahead.
Go.
So I think it's pretty similar to what Sven said, really. I mean, there's nothing specific that we're doing. What we're trying to do is add as much variety as we can into our training regime, you know. Try to anticipate as many situations as possible. Try to improve different situations and how they may turn up, and study, you know, our own Tacview, our own flights, and see what we can improve. We have also tried joining some servers, for some public servers for this purpose, because the public servers give you some kind of randomness that you might find in such fights. I mean, not with as many people, of course, but each individual merge or fight in a public server might actually be replicated in a TACT or SATAL fight or any kind of fight. So, yeah. This is pretty much it.
So, Bull, do you want to comment about this something, or should we continue?
Yeah, it was basically about the tactics as well. So we're trying, week by week to find probably a different, how to say, not a trick, but a different approach to different situations, and so on. And that was the actual interesting part in this one, because it was a very, constructed arena. And with very specific rules, it's not an open, let's say, warfare or something. So it's more like a game. Let's put it this way, like a match, a specific match. So we're trying to find whatever would work best for this occasion.
Okay, so regarding tactics that we was talking about it, I'm very interested to know, and this question goes to DCS-HAF. Why did you decide to have that 3 planes formation up in the front, 3 plane formation, doing a 360, turning up high and coming in with high energy? I'm very interested in the decision about that tactic.
Go, Nico, go.
Yeah, so this is something that we actually tested during this past week, to be honest. We've noticed that the edge that the F-16 has is obviously its power and its top speed. And we noticed that the AMRAAM becomes more effective, when you launch it at 1.5, maybe 1.6 at some points. So if it's been launched at a certain distance where you can obviously have a high chance of avoiding the enemy missile, then you give your missile the highest, let's say, energy, in order to move against and track the target. And obviously, yeah, this is something that we tried in internal fights. It seemed to be working fairly well. Yeah, we just employed it in this match though, so I don't know how it would work in, you know, in official matches. But it seemed to work well, and it's basically exploiting the biggest advantage the F-16 has, which is the top speed and the acceleration for the defense move.
Okay, so I've seen something interesting also in the samurai side. They decided to stick initially with what we see in that left, center, right two airframe formation. But in the second round, you did change your tactics towards having a single line of 6 airplanes, and that's something I haven't seen that often beforehand. What's the train thought about changing tactics just on this moment, up to that?
Actually, the first round was supposed to be the same as we flew in the second round. There was just a little issue on the takeoff on one pilot, so kind of the timeline was thrown off a bit. Basically, in first and second round, we wanted to come up with a wall. What is the reason for the wall? In simple straight words, you have so many different tactical setups, and it's just one of our repertoires we use. We want to control as much as possible over the battle area, and at the same time have as much mutual support and cover at the same time. And a wall formation like that is actually a tactical position or tactical formation that is used in real life as well for multiple reasons. And yeah, so basically it's just one of the few that we use. Yeah, basically.
Did you guys, either team, really expect the fights to devolve into those big, massive furballs we saw, especially in the second round, where pretty much everyone's out of missiles, we're all going to guns? Did you guys plan on that, or did it just happen to go that way?
We had no intent to do that, to be honest. The optimum scenario would be, you know, to have the kills before that, of course. As far as I remember, because I was one of the pilots that was involved in this situation over the sea area, it was because one of the pilots of the opponent team, it was basically isolated a little bit on that corner, so we tend, you know, to go 2 airplanes towards that direction. Third one came to help, and you know, to shift a little bit the weight and the distribution. So, well, it happens. We ran out of missiles, so end up to be guns only at that point. To be honest, that was one of my, you know, highest moment of pleasure in this tournament, to be honest.
Well, we all love some good ACM fight, and for us, the streamers, it was very, very hard to track everything at once. For me, this was the hardest fight to track all things all together. So, well, I expect at least that we did a good enough job tracking all the fights when you and you guys check the stream afterwards, by the way.
Yeah, so if I come to that question, it was actually not intended to be that way, or it's never really intended to be that way. It's always good if you can actually kill all the bandits with your missiles, but if it happens the case, and it did, the pilots should be able to fly the BFM, and we also train BFM regularly because we know that the F-16s are actually pretty fast, and the merges can happen pretty fast if opponents are pressing. You suddenly are in a BFM situation, and you have to be able to win that. So we basically train BFM regularly. I don't know if you mentioned it on stream, but we have 2 real pilots in our squadron as well that joined us, and so we have some pretty good trainings there on BFM, I would say, that we focus on as well. Because the general goal is, if you cannot make the kills with the missiles, and you're close enough, go in, kill the bandit within a 30-second frame window. So that's about how fast you should be in general. And probably took a little longer because I was listening into the comms. There was, I think on Nazgul, there were two bandits on him. He was fighting there, yeah,
Yeah, there was
Pretty
definitely a
quiet.
lot going on. It got pretty
Yeah.
chaotic in both matches. One thing we both noticed too, Delevator and I, was that in the first match in particular, you guys were pulling these notching and then pulling up into the vertical to dodge these really close AMRAAM shots, especially from the Hornet, as you were trying to close in and make those last few AMRAAMs you guys had count. Was that, again, intentional, or was that an act of desperation that happened to play out in the first round?
You mean on our side? No, it's actually a general tactical go that we do. At a certain point, there is every pilot of the squadron is able to identify, hey, this is now a point where I will pressure, where I will not let the bandit go, and that's where you actually have to be able to defend hard. Basically, every pilot of our squadron knows exactly a couple different ways how to fight against missiles and how to maintain your fight and maintain control of the bandit. So, which is probably the key to what we do in general. So that's about
those those last merges in the first round, where you guys were able to defeat some very high key PK shots, was very impressive. Both Delevator and I were it was really cool to see from a third from the God's eye view perspective on how that played out.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, it's just basic, how should I say that? Basic skill set of understanding energies and missiles, how missiles are in general. Even in real life, that's the case. Yeah, but then there's not much left. You just have to do what you have to do, survive, and then if you're out of missiles, merge and put pressure into the merge and go for it. I mean, unluckily, I could not do merge in the last round because whoever that was on my nose hit the ground. So yeah.
Okay, guys. So this also have been brought during the stream, and we've mentioned this beforehand. So one of you guys, Sven, have asked if DCS-HAF also had problems with the radar with TWS mode. You both told us that you did have. So please, guys, could you develop a bit more on that problem and that bookback we have for the 16 for this match in particular regarding the TWS mode?
Yeah, who wants to go first? You guys have, or should I go first? I don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go. Okay, so in after the last two updates, we actually figured that we have, or that the F-16 has huge issues in certain areas of the radar, and that is not just that the SAM mode was broken, which is generally one of the modes that we like to use in a certain situation. Also, what I saw today was, I don't know, it might have been the server. That's why I asked the DCS-HAF if they had the same, because me and my wingman, we actually saw the whole radar picture jump for a couple times. Especially in the second round, I had that 3 times, where the whole radar picture jumped for I would say, in that radar scope, 20 miles. It maybe jumped for 2-3 miles. It wasn't just one bandit, it was the whole picture jumped sideways. So that was kind of weird. And then I also had a lot of trouble in the SCT lock. SCT locked the bandit there in last round and fired 3 missiles total in SCT. The moment I fired, I lost lock. So no matter what I could do, missiles just went straight. And I guess the pilot, I don't know who of the team was that in front of me before I got killed, but he probably can verify that there was no active missile really on him, or probably not heard anything. As I saw the missiles go straight off, and I was like, what's this? And yeah. So there's some at the moment, I think, some serious issues in the DCS F-16, but we also try to help ED on our side due to the fact that we're in contact with some of the guys there as well. Very friendly contact, and we try to identify some bugs and forward the stuff they need so they can work on that. So I hope they can fix that stuff soon, which would be great for all F-16 drivers in DCS, I think.
That and the 14 desync too, which we haven't seen too much in these matches because of those issues as well.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how did this bug affected DCS-HAF during the match also.
Well, I have I had some, very similar issues with what was just described. Yeah, exactly. I saw the whole picture to be shifted, like for a couple of seconds, and then came back to the initial position, or maybe not some other times, or you might having, one contact, one certain position, then you're trying to lock it, it's not locked, even when it's, the track file is in the plane. Yeah, so that was a little bit annoying, and also in many cases the track file scan, the cyclic mode wouldn't work. I mean, you're trying to go to the next bandit, but it wouldn't do the cyclic movement. So basically it's not like track while scan, to be honest. I mean, if you need to move your cursor and back the next one, actually it's not anymore. I mean, okay, it is, but you're losing one of the major functionality, which is, this quick thing to switch between airplanes, because they're already in the system of your airplane.
And dealing with that frustration has to be, adding to that task saturation with the 6v6 tournament. The radar's not working quite right. It's got to really affect you guys in trying to, manage your speed, your distance, your timing. Like, how did you guys find that you coped with that?
The problem is it's frustrating because at the moment you kind of like are not sure if you can trust your missiles or not. That they're actually getting information from the radar and they're actually going into the direction where they should. So you're very careful in that, and I think coping with the situation is you have to be even more on spot and finding a good shot. And even if that then comes down to that BFM situation, if you cannot make these shots for whatever reason, but you can work yourself into that condition that you're close enough, then you just have to push through the kill. So basically it's a blow through, and yeah, from there on, I don't know how. I've not talked to the team yet how they actually felt about this radar issue in general. We just had a quick talk of a minute to two before I jumped in here, but I know it's somewhere frustrating, but workload wise we have to figure in a little debrief internally how they actually felt, each of them. Was it a huge issue? What should we change for the next match, and which way? If there's no patch coming, for example, or like a quick patch next week or whatever. So how is it affecting us, or how will this affect us in general?
And did you rely, and I know you haven't had a chance to talk to the rest of the team, but did you personally rely maybe like switching just to straight STT mode, or did you just work it out and again like push to that merge like you mentioned, just blow through?
In general, I know that some of them, because, well, since the patch came out, we flew a couple times on some servers and tested stuff here and there. How this is affecting Japan. So I know some of us, they still worked on TWS, and at some point, it's just, you know exactly when to switch to STT, which was, in my case, the actual thing, but it did not work out because for whatever reason it was broken. Same for my number 2, he had the same issue, and I think number 5 had the same issue as well, he said, but I have to check with them though. But you have to live in the moment and try the best out of it, and don't forget about secondary threats, and see what you can do. Basically, should not change that much on your flying and your fighting in general.
Okay guys, so I want to close this up with first one question to Sven. I've been told that you love receiving this question every time it pops up. When is 𝐋𝐈𝐒𝐄 coming out?
No comment in this case. I know everybody asks me, like everybody's like, when is this coming out? When and so on. Basically, I would say the general answer is it's ready when it's ready, and we try our best to somewhere deliver it in a feasible time, but we want to deliver something that is pre-polished, because we don't want to run around and chase bugs all the time. And so also the SMEs behind that whole project, they have brought in so much detail, little things that we want and have to work out in the systems that are already done, little corrections that needs a little bit of time. And then on top, as I already mentioned, and we have to see if this is going to be on release or not. We also want to check out multi-crew before the release. If it's doable for release or not, we will see, because it will be the first aircraft that has MFD in multi-crew, and we don't know yet if this will synchronize properly or not. But anyway, so that's the general answer is we have a certain time scale, but we don't want to share that yet because we don't want to be pressed by the community.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I mean, we are waiting for the 𝐄𝐒. In fact, I know personally the guy who made the logo for you, the one who won the contest for the logo and is waiting for the 𝐄𝐒. And well, he's very, very, very eager to get his 𝐄𝐒 up and running. So I hope that we see a very, very nice module made from you guys for the community, because it's going to add something very different to what we have right now to the DCS helicopter environment.
Well, if I can translate that to DCS/Hoggett speak, he just confirmed 2 weeks, out in 2 weeks, right?
Yep, that's it. 2 more weeks, guys.
2 more weeks. You just have not said in which universe we are right now, in which time scale, right?
Exactly. Next construct.
So I think we're just very used to 2 weeks time, and we all know what this 2 weeks time means.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So well, I want to close this up. Of course, during the stream, I couldn't give both teams the shout out I wanted to give. So I would love for DCS-HAF just to say, if people want to contact them and want to join them, how they can do it and might find them, and also for 14th Samurai side. Okay, and with that we'll close this one up.
Sounds good. Go ahead.
Yes, so we maintain, first of all, a Facebook page and also a website, of course. So you can type up DCS/-HAF.org, and you can find our website. And you can find us on Facebook as well, under DCS-HAF as well. And obviously, yeah, we're open to invitations for fights, for scrimmages. We're always happy to play with squadrons from all over the world. And yeah, we're just a fun bunch of guys, easygoing. So whoever wants to come in touch, please do so anytime.
Okay, so Ben, your turn.
So 14th Fighter Squadron, the best way you can find us by checking out our Discord. Probably you will see it on the streams of Falcon or me or some of the other dudes that are flying and sometimes streaming. Yeah, that's probably the best way, or you contact us in some other Discords. We do have a Facebook page, but we're not really going a lot with that. Facebook is randomly not, or basically we're not really using Facebook a lot. We don't have a homepage yet. We're thinking about it. So, but in general, you can contact us through our Discord, and you should be able to find it pretty easy. We're open for applications at any times. We have a certain time zone, and if you're interested, just apply, and from there we take it. Or we actually take it from there. Yeah. So one last word to DCS-HAF though. Greetings from Nazgul. He had a lot of fun in the BFM. That's what I can tell you. So he wrote me that message like, "Hey, I had fun."
Yeah, it was fun for us as well. And why not to arrange something between us in the future? It's going to be maybe guns only or something, or only semi-active missiles, for example. That would be nice.
That would be awesome, because I am sad I didn't partake into that, to be honest. I was watching it through the stream. It was really fun, really exciting, even to just watch. It was so nice. So I'd love to, yeah, have the chance to have a BFM with you guys.
Yeah, sure. You guys have our Discord as well, right? So just contact us and we'll just see what we can do in terms of that, if you are around and we manage it that way. So
sure, yeah.
Delevator hit me up right after I finished my participation in the BFM tournament today, and then I was like, wait a minute, which tournament am I watching? But hey, both 14th VFS and Hellenic Air Force, both you guys fantastic job, great competition. It really came down to a nail biter in both rounds, like slugging it out. Great discipline and competitiveness by both teams. It's great to see, and hope to see both of you guys more in the future. It's awesome to get to commentate on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is. And it's been a great pleasure having you guys with us for this interview. I don't want to take much more of your time, guys, but of course, I hope that for you, VFS Samurais, you are going towards the quarterfinals. Is that correct? It was quarterfinals. Yeah, quarterfinals.
Not yet. We first have to fight against Tor now. Tor or us, we have to qualify.
Oh, sorry, my bad. What I meant, sorry, is that you've won the group stage right now, so you are now to the eliminatory stage.
Exactly.
That's it. Sorry, my bad. I'm missing and matching some things in my mind. So, guys, thank you both for coming. Thank you guys for your time. Congratulations for 14th Samurai's team, and we'll be seeing each other soon enough. And also a shout out to Tempest, who has come to be a co-host together with me. Last minute call, so thank you, mate. This was not going to be possible to do it without you, mate.
Oh, I'm sure it would have been, but thank you for the invite anyway. You did a great job.
Thanks, guys, from our side as well. Good luck to the Samurais for the next stage. And it was a pleasure flying with you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for the kind words from HAF. It was fun fighting you guys. It was interesting. Different fight, especially the last one, how it ended. And thanks for the streaming to those of you guys. And yeah, we will probably watch it back and just enjoy all the comments and enjoy that as well. So yeah, thanks. And from my side, I would say good night and just jump out.
Yes, good night, guys, and thanks for the spectacle.
Yeah, thank you for organizing.
Thank you very much for your time and for covering this event and all the great job that you have. I'm sure that you have already done. Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. For the viewers, we'll be going to a brief pause, and after a 2 to 5 minutes pause, while I bring a beer, we'll be checking Tacviews from these two rounds between 14th Samurais and DCS-HAF. So guys, stay tuned. We'll be back in just 2 to 5 minutes. Okay guys, so we are back. Sorry for the lateness. We were discussing a bit more regarding the match with both teams. But yeah, now we are back with the Tacview, ready to start checking it up, do a brief analysis of what has gone up, what has happened. Of course, we won't do a very long analysis. It's been a long fight, a very intense fight, but I am very interested to see more than anything if the decision for DCS-HAF to get their airframes separated as they did in this situation, to have a 20-mile separation, a very different altitude, just having the real element going down so for the speeds, if it made any kind of difference whatsoever, because I'm not so sure about it. So in this case, I'm afraid that Tempest won't be able to accompany us, so we'll do an analysis of the situation right now. So of course we see that in this first round, the 14th Samurai did decide to send out 4 missiles, and of course DCS-HAF managed to, in this first instance, make the Samurai team just waste 4 missiles altogether just at the start. So of course in this situation we have Iceman, who has 2 enemies in front of him, so he has to put them into defensive situations so he can turn back. But that's why they wanted these trail elements going back in the back area, just being very high. No, he's not that high. So he did come down, and also Iceman. This is very interesting. I was hoping them to be still at the same height as Bull, Angels 40 and such, but no, they decided just to climb down and use that stored energy to speed up the airframe and send that Fox 3s just 17 miles out for 𝐋𝐈𝐒𝐄 this situation. And Iceman here just decided to send them like 20 miles out. So this is a very interesting tactic. I wanted to check the W just for this. Of course, Iceman, because he's just so high speed, he can just dodge it and go away. But we've seen that these 2 missiles, even if they tracked, this was not that hard to defend. This missile was still 2 miles away all the time, and of course at this time it was way too low energy to be any kind of problem whatsoever. And in this case here, this one of course was a bit more problematic, but wasn't that much. I mean, he just managed to out energy the missile altogether just by climbing at the last moment, and this is a quite standard tactic that we see all teams using. So of course in the middle, when we saw it was a bit later, when we saw Wicked sending his Fox 3 towards 𝐋𝐈𝐒𝐄, this one was a very close one. So you can see that just because 𝐋𝐈𝐒𝐄 managed to outturn the missile, he got alive. So this just single turn managed to keep him alive. But it was a very close call. Very close call. Of course, in this situation, Bull over here, even he's very fast and just sent out his 2 120s towards Nazgul. The first one did not connect. The first one was launched at mile 20, but the second one was launched at mile 15, and this one managed to take down Nazgul. Of course, we've seen that if you manage to don't look too close, it's secret. Well, I have to poke into all the Tacviews, you know. But well, of course we've seen that, well, it's not only luck. I mean, oh sorry, I wanted to take this one out, sorry. So if not only luck, you need to know when to pull the nose of the airplane up. So that's not luck. You have to have the sensation when you need to do so. That's not something, just something you have to try practice and learn and decide when it's the moment and not. So it's not so simple like at all. Okay, so we've seen that in this situation we have DCS-HAF, almost all members are turning out cold. And 14, they are just starting to commit a bit, but only Kraut in the middle. But he was facing D-Mark, sorry, I butchering his name right now. Sorry, guys. Sorry, mate. But I mean, we've seen. I'm very. Oh, this. I remember this one. So, guys, always. Oh, sorry. Always. More so for the newies, for the newcomers. When you see a missile that turning out very close to you, usually don't turn towards the missile. So of course, I'm assuming Single Shot knew what he was doing right now, but it's not a good idea if you don't know how to defend a missile, more so at miles 7, because this missile is very close by. To turn towards the missile usually is not a good idea. But I think that for 14th Samurai, this is what we've seen them doing a few times, just climbing, making the missile just waste his precious energy. And we can see that here the missile is just 1.4 Mach approximately, and at this distance what you expect is the missile to hit if Single Shot keeps on going out cold, because he's not going to be able to outrun the missile this distance. But with this single upward turn and turning towards the missile, he just managed just to make the missile stupid. And this is something I've seen the first time in this match. So gents, be sure to practice your defenses up to 10 mile this close by. And this is a bit that the missile was guided toward Wicked, but because Single Shot suddenly did facing downwards, the missile did not manage to track upwards at the time was needed to. That's a big pity. Okay, let us check situation over here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 where we lost Bull. I think, okay, Bull was killed over here, was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing someone from DCS-HAF side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Bull. Okay, Bull managed to kill Nazgul in this situation. Luck again. Well, we can't just say that everything is luck. No preparation, no tactics, no level whatsoever. Just pure luck. That's all it matters. If you're a lucky guy, hop into F-16 in the real life, fly it together, fly it. Well, yes, you don't even need to do any kind of academy whatsoever. Yes, it's all luck, all entire luck. Oh, so that's the kill we were missing. So Iceman was killed by this launch from Miro at mile 10, and luckily Iceman didn't notice at all that he was fired upon. We all know that the radar warning of the 16. Oh no, but this is interesting. He should be knowing in this situation that he was being tracked. Missiles get turned on around mile 4 miles, 5 miles out. So in this situation, he should be tracking Iceman, and Iceman radar running should be screaming out loud. So it's very possible that he had it disconnected altogether, because he did not even defend this one. And that's something that has happened to me once. So I would be surprised if it hasn't happened to the teams. Okay, so it was a trade-off over here. Let us jump into the next kill, because if not, it's going to take a lot of time. I don't want to take that much of time. Okay, we see that DCS-HAF this time they were just trying to defend the position, and also the Samurai team, they were trading those Fox 3s out of a safe range. But of course, we've seen in this situation that plenty of times Samurai team and also DCS-HAF team manage to get themselves very, very close by to the enemy airframes. I mean, if a Single Shot did just manage to find Wicked in the situation, which he does, but unfortunately he did fire his missile way too late and went to the ground. Just a bit sooner, Wicked will be taken down. It's very simple to die if you just get out of line. So guys, be mindful of your distance between your teammates and your enemies. Okay, and this is the next kill. 𝐿𝐒𝐄𝐒 with a 11-mile shot while he was just going flanking. This is an interesting one. So 𝐿𝐄𝐒 in this situation just decided to pull upwards and with a crank and send that 120 towards the earth to help that missile loft. And of course Johnny here, I think it seems to me like he was trying to defend the missile. Yeah, I think he panicked over here because he started to yank his aircraft. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm sending this Fox 3 and turning to defend as hard as I can, but of course it did not pay out. Of course he did try to outrun the missile, and when this missile does turn on, the only solution you have at these kind of distances is go to the notch or pull off a maneuver like Samurai's team we've seen pulling off, like turning upwards and make that missile waste all his energy like this. I mean, well, in this case 𝐿𝐄𝐒 went for the notch that we see here, and afterwards he just pulling high to make that missile not track at all. Okay, so next kill seems to be from 𝐿𝐿𝐒𝐄𝐒 to our bulls. Of course, we've seen this fight, it was very intense altogether, and when things go south in one moment, it can outturn all the fight together and make against you. We've seen 𝐿𝐿𝐒𝐒 here is pushing bull and is outrunning him because bull is just weakening his airframe, so he's not building enough airspeed to get out of 𝐿𝐿𝐒𝐒 airspeed. And when he turns towards the 𝐿𝐿𝐒𝐒, he hasn't have enough distance to pull that one off, and that's why I'm afraid he got killed in that situation. Okay, so what more will we have? These more traits. Mirror here was killed by Wicked. We've seen, as we were talking before, we've seen lots of times that plenty of from DCS-HAF Samurai side, plenty of time both teams were pushing sometimes too hard alone. We can see Miro is just 15 miles away from the closest air friendly, so this is very hard for him to be able to be defended by any kind of team member. So he's fighting along Wicked and Maverick. I saw the chance to go off flank. I push behind enemy lines. Okay, just so you know, of course, aerospatial professional. We are running. You are 30-second delay with me. I am sorry, I cannot change it altogether after with the transmission going. So bear with me if I answer to you something way too after the time. Okay. So of course we can see Mirror here running from Wicked, but in this situation he's just way too slow, and well, that's a kill sentence there. Okay, and this is when, okay, this is the one I wanted to see the most. Separated the bandits and started to disintegrate other flank. I was Winchester. Okay, so Winchester. You were West. Okay, really my mind is playing games with me. I thought Winchester as in a name, not as in Winchester no missiles. Yeah, but I mean, you guys really push hard. I mean, it's a real pity that Miro died here. I assume that you wanted to make Wicked get out of the fight, but I don't know if this paid off that much. I personally, of course, it's easy to talk in this situation, okay? But seeing this, if I was Miro, I would have tried to turn out Cole and towards single shot, so single shot could cover me and level things out between a Wicked, Maverick, and those two. So make the situation not a 1 against 2, but 2 against 2. At least that's how I see it from the comfortable place of my chair with a beer. But we all know that the fights when you are inside it are very chaotic, and that's something that you guys have pulled off very nice. I mean, this defense, like, come on, for reals, that's 5 miles defense, not going to the notch, just climbing the missile almost 2 times, and this is a pity, mate. This defense caught me off guard. I didn't expect this defense at all, like really at all. And it's a pity that in this kind of situation 𝐿𝐿𝐒𝐄𝐒 wasn't able to turn back into D-Mark and face him on, because maybe in this situation we have seen a different situation altogether. I mean, of course, Neymar has 18, he has 89 M's, but it's not that problematic compared to 120s. 120s are way more troublesome even in these distances. Okay, so Neymar also coming in, almost taking off single shot. This is a mile 4 defense. Like, come on, for reals. You can see for all you viewers, you can see that this tactic is something that has been practiced. Like a lot of time, they know what they are doing. So now you know one more thing to practice all together, guys. Okay, so here 𝐿𝐒 against Denmark. It was okay, I just wanted to bind bandits on me and give my mates time. Makes sense. I mean, with this kind of hectic situation, it's very important to make enough space for your teammates in order for them to regroup, reform, and overall be able to come back. I mean, it has paid off. You managed to get a 3-on-3 situation right here, and I mean, of course, Maverick this almost took down single shot, but 𝐿𝐒 had enough space to turn back, lock the mark here, send 120 towards his way, but of course Dima wasn't able to defend like at all. And you've turned a 3-on-3 situation into a 3 against 2 situation. Maverick here did not manage to find 𝐿𝐒, and 𝐿𝐒, I think he just found Maverick very close by, tried to send 120 towards his way, but it was way too close to achieve something. And of course, this kind of merges are very interesting because sometimes when you are this low, when you are in just 4 and almost 5 and just 2 in this situation, you are not capable of seeing the enemy airplanes in the HSD. You don't have any SA whatsoever given by the AWACS, so you don't know, you are just making any kind of merge with the enemy airframes. And in this situation, you can see that single shot did manage to find Maverick over here, and he decided to put a 120 to him, 5 miles or even closer. That's a 4-mile shot. Now Maverick did try to defend, but did not manage to defend that missile at that close distance. And unluckily, 𝐿𝐒 managed. Oh, I think 𝐿𝐒 either ran out of fuel. Yeah, I think he ran out of fuel because so far that airframe is quite controlled. Yeah, it's a pity. I think here he's just trying to jam or something. Yeah, but you can see fuel economy is very important. I think that 𝐿𝐒 just ran out of fuel in this situation, and that's why he got taken down. So this was a very, very intense fight between Samurais, who won this first round, and DCS-HAF. So guys, let us watch round 2, shall we? So round 2 is this one. Okay, let us move forward up to the point where both teams get up in here. This is going to be way faster, I'm afraid. Okay, let us look for it. Okay. Ah, he just flew into the ground. Okay, I thought he just went out of fuel, you know. At least it seems like it, because he just flew into the ground. Match 0.92 constant on that altitude means the engine is running. Okay, that's good to know. Thanks for the correction, mate. You are totally right. So in this situation, we were talking before with both team representatives. We've seen that DCS-HAF decided to go with the exact same tactic at the start, whereas Samurais decided to form a wall altogether. In this situation, we have also seen that Samurais decided to put 4 120s in the air towards DCS-HAF, and they only shot 1 from the 18. Then they can just decide, okay, this missile, I don't care if it misses, because he has like 9 more. He's carrying almost half more missiles than a 16. Well, a bit more in the start, of course, but now he's down to 9. He's like a half and 16 worth of missiles up in the air. So he can just decide, okay, I'm going to put one missile to waste, no problem whatsoever. And this defense for reals. So for Samurai side, we see that Samurais, you guys really know your defenses. You really know how to defend, guys. I mean, this missile, if 𝐋𝐈𝐒𝐄 just decides to keep on going this direction, he will be dead. But just by climbing down and turning towards the missile, he did manage to outturn the missile. So very nice defense there, mate. Very nice. I think most of the teams can learn a lot from your defenses, guys, in this situation. You really know how to defend, and that's something I haven't seen that often in this tournament. At least not to this degree. This is round 2, Miro. And I know because the fact that you went out in a wall. Because round 1, which is... Maybe you are right? Give me a sec. Maybe you are right. Okay, so you were right. No, you were right. I was using round 2. Sorry guys, I think that the beer is taking a toll on me. No, for real. Sorry guys, you were right. I was showing round 1. It was my bad. Sorry guys. This is round 2. So yeah, in this situation we've seen that the 14th Samurai did decide not to send the 4 120s up in the air. So I'm good and late to see how I died like a chicken nugget. I had no need say and rather was blocked missile, just 0.5 second warning and that. Yeah, I mean we've seen plenty of times this tournament that missiles can ring the radar warning way later than we expect them to do. So sometimes it's just a matter of luck just to defend some missiles. I mean, even when we were facing Toro Squadron the other day, I got killed by a Phoenix that got the sync. And I do trust Toro to not cheat at all. So, well, things happen. That's all I can say, I'm afraid. Okay, so here we see that Miro Wicket has fired towards Miro, but Miro just went out to the fence. Single shot managed to defend also quite clearly. We see that many missiles in this left flank flying all along. I mean, this fight over the sea in this western front was very interesting to see. Because of course we have a 2-on-2 situation over here, and we see missiles flying all the way along. I mean, it was a hectic moment to cover for us streamers. Very hard to cover all this situation going along, because it's like, okay, so what do you check in this situation? It's very hard to check everything out. Okay, well, okay, this is the first kill that I was looking for. So in here we see that 𝐿𝐒𝐄𝐒 was alone against both Bull and Johnny, but 𝐿𝐒𝐄𝐒 managed to defend this missile that was launched at mile 12, going for the notch in the situation. Okay, then he turns out cold, recommits, because I think this missile just went stupid, and when he's recommitting, he managed to see Johnny at a mile 9, and it's enough distance for him just to track him down, send a missile his way, and Johnny tries to send a missile towards 𝐿𝐒𝐄𝐒, but was not on time, I'm afraid. That missile did not even track whatsoever. So 𝐿𝐒𝐄𝐒 managed to stay alive and put one DCS-HAF member down. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing 5 members from DCS-HAF, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members of Samurai's team still alive. Okay, let us keep on checking the evolution of the fight here, because we can see this fight just turn very hectic. In this situation, of course, after this kill, Bull has to retreat. Wicket come back to try to help Bull, but of course, in the meantime, what happens is that Samurai's team decides to push towards Wicket and Bull. So Bull has to send 120 towards Crowd just to put him on defensive, and Wicket send one towards Nazgul, but this is way too far away to make anything, just to make some space for DCS-HAF in this situation. Okay, so what more? Of course, you can see here Iceman is alone against single shot and mirror. He's defending 2 missiles. I mean, I recall seeing him outrunning the missiles, running as fast as he could. But of course, because he's being pressed by 2 enemy airframes, he doesn't have the space at all to turn out hot, sorry. And he's just 6 miles out. This distance, just turning hot, and you can see this missile is very, very close by. He managed to defend that missile. I assume that by ground clutter, but he's not so far. So Miro managed to outrange Iceman. I put a 120 on him. So now we have to go back to this mess of a fight here. I love seeing this all coming out together here. Okay, so in this here we seen very close defense here for DMARC. Launch from crowd, trying to wicket, but that one did not track at all. Okay, what happened here? Okay, no, nothing at all. So wicket here was did try to put Nazgul out of cold, and did try to kill him with a mile 5 shot, which Nazgul managed to defend. Yeah, wow, this defense, mate. This defense. So Nazgul managed to outrun the missile just 0.11 miles out. So if he didn't hit his burner and with enough time, he'll be dead. So that's why you have to hit your burner, defend as hard as you can. There's no other option. But of course, that gives crowd enough space to hit the wicket, who did not know what at all that he was being followed by crowd, as you can see. So sorry, crowd did not take off wicket. Sorry, my bad. Bull. Crowd was following wicket. I think crowd was out of missing the situation, because at this distance, wicket being turning cold, 120 put in this situation, wicket is dead entirely. But wicket managed to string along crowd and push in towards Bull, who put a 120 on crowd and managed to level out the playground. Now we have 5 airframes from DCS-HAF and 4 airframes from the Samurai teams in this situation. And now Wicked is trying to follow Cookie, and Maverick is alone here, fighting against Single Shot and Mirror. And DMARC is way too far away from both combats, so he cannot help and either Maverick or Wicked plus Bull in this situation. So I think this was the moment where you guys were just running out of missiles. DMARC still have some missiles and he tried to help out Maverick. Yeah, but this was the moment where you came back to guns. I mean, you can see that Nazgul here is trying to gun Wicked down. I remember this train. I do remember this train. So Nazgul managed to hit Wicked, but since that Wicked was still flying, even if it was recognized as dead by DCS. And I think he just jumped altogether here around this moment. But Bull, he tried to come and help his friend, but of course what he managed just to get inside a 2 against 1 ACM fight, which of course make him very vulnerable in this situation, and he just trying to help his mate who has just been destroyed in this moment. So he was still flying, even if we cannot see him altogether. And well, trying to help his friend, Bull is a very, very bad situation, just trying to win time, but I assume he just ran out of fuel and decided to jump off the plane. And this time we can check if he's losing airspeed, and then you don't have to call out that he was still at Mach 0.9. And please, if I make any mistake, feel free to correct me anytime, guys, for reals. So you can see that, yeah, he just gliding altogether, so he's just run out of fuel altogether. And in the meantime, I'm very interested to see how did DMARC get killed, because I was expecting, oh, this is why. So Single Shot did not commit to Maverick in this situation, just turned towards DMARC and used his 120, I think it was his last 120, a mile 6 shot and D-Mark was taken down, but Single Shot managed to out-turn the missile and around him. So now a 4 against 5 situation, yeah, 4 against 5 situation gets turned into a 4 against 2 situation in a quite short time. Of course, Maverick did try to take Mirror down, but of course you have a 2-on-1 situation. It's very hard to get alive of this situation. The first, here we see that Maverick got hit by Single Shot and is recognized as dead by DCS, but he's still flying, guys. And this is where Maverick was over in this area, more or less, being sandwiched between all 4 members. And we can see that 𝐿𝐒𝐒 has break off and is turning towards the 𝐿𝐶𝐄𝐒 Island to save fuel and land there. And of course we cannot see Maverick over here, but he's just being followed by a Single Shot. Tacview is also there fighting Maverick. Maverick is trying to take down Single Shot in the situation. But so far we see, I think here he did jump. Or he did disconnect in this situation. Maverick got disconnected in this situation, and that's why this round was ended. So guys, that's all for this match between 14th VFS Samurais and DCS-HAF. I expect, guys, that you did enjoy the fight as much as we all did, and hope to see you next week. We'll be covering that match. Showed me again what I noticed a lot. Many people are not training the BFM defense, and so they are doing a lot of mistake. That's it. In fact, yeah, you killed Maverick Pilot at one moment. Yep. I mean, for many of our teams that are not that used to tournaments altogether, I'll speak for D3W in this sense, okay? As a new team, so we have to concentrate on one area in order to get our team in shape enough to get into the competition. So we had to decide, okay, are we going to train ACM, just close combat maneuvers? We didn't have the time at all. So well, we had to get ourselves enough. Well, we had to content ourselves enough just to try learning and practicing the VVR fight. So well, of course, we'll see all teams evolving as time goes by. But that's something we'll be seeing and soon for next tournament, even if it's Seccond or next TACT21 tournament. So guys, thank you for joining. I hope this was a nice experience for you guys, and I'll be seeing you next week. Bye bye.